Any other questions? Right. Yes.
Oh, sorry. Blind too, deaf and blind.
So most of the children were younger than you were. Most of the children were younger than you were. So was the plan that children will go into a family and will sort of belong to that family, or were the families just sponsoring them to get them out and out of danger and not taking them in as their children?
No. Wait. No. The thing was this. It was supposed to be a temporary, it's like the English people. Today I had lunch, I play bridge, and I'm sitting with we call her British Anne, and we are talking about London. Now, all the children in London had to be moved to the country, and she stayed in a castle with somebody, but it was so deep and dark, and so didn't. This is what it was the idea. It was not adoption. It was not. It was an escape from the harm that might come. So what he did is, for the time being, let me get them out of the danger. Put an ad in the paper. Send them 6 pictures of children that he had on the list. Select one, pay £50, which was about $1,000, maybe more now, at that point. So the family had to, put some investment. Why? So that they wouldn't be a burden to, in case it was sick or something, that they were not insured. And that was the idea. It was a temporary thing. Now the school, they had the school in Wales. That was a Czech school, so probably the Czech government somehow found a fund. A lot of the things were, who paid for the boarding house where I stayed? Jewish agencies. It was never an idea of adoption. It was definitely only a part-time thing to just keep them. Did you ever even, if you're old enough, did you ever think it could come to what it came to? That anybody would do, these were educated people, and that they would actually make. My mother was not in prison till Theresienstadt till 1942. So till 1940, I left in 39. War was finished in 45. So she didn't go to Terezin till 42. Then I thought I had sort of buried her there. So fine, at least it wasn't such a bad camp. They had education, they had concert there. She was there only 1 week. They kept fantastic records. And then she was shipped to Treblinka. And she died in Treblinka. And Treblinka was a horror place where they get typhus and all that. And they slept like 20 in one room. Did we ever imagine things like this would happen? And it's not 6 million Jews. It's about, what about the Russians? What about the other people? And are we any better now? We're still doing the same thing. Sorry. But I don't know. I keep on hoping that we will come to our senses and not be so greedy. No, this was a temporary thing. It was not, no. Adoption, no, there was not even, they were very little, yes. Maybe if the parents were not found, then they could adopt.
They had provision for their care.
Yeah, it was with, they were writing to their parents, the parents were writing back and forth, be a good child, don't do anything, like he said, behave yourself, don't do anything, thank you for taking care of my little naughty boy, and being so good. So it was never an idea of adoption. I don't think any of us. A lot of us now, the one Annalise who I met on the train, who I think might be the child, her parents had gotten out. And the reason was that they were art collectors, and they were at the show in New York, but they couldn't get her out. So then they had to leave her, they left her with a caretaker or somebody, and so they got out. So a lot of them had family here eventually, but this was like the first spot. How far, you couldn't get to America. You couldn't get to America in those days. First of all, you needed an affidavit. You couldn't just walk in and say, now we are open to saying we take refugees. You were not taking refugees, you had to come on a quota. Didn't he say the doors were locked? We have a quota, we don't care. Didn't we send boats back filled with the refugees who we knew were going to get killed? Didn't we send them back to be killed? Nice America. So don't tell me about people. I mean, can happen. This is the idea, what I want. That's why I think the movie is so good. There's a young generation coming up. Remember, I know it doesn't touch you right now. I know you cannot believe it can help. You're in America, the land of everything. But there's a lot of poverty coming up. And when poverty comes up, what happened in Germany? How did Hitler get to the top? These were educated, well-educated people. Because when hunger strikes and you get greedy, you want what the next one has. You feel you're entitled to it. Like we say, the rich should pay taxes because the poor don't have it.